You do not need to be a genius to become a cloud engineer, but you do need the right learning order. Here's the biggest mistake beginners make. They jump straight into AWS or Azure without understanding the basics, and within a week, they feel completely lost, and they quit. So today, I'll give you the exact step-by-step roadmap in the right order to go from total beginner to job ready. 12 clear steps, no confusing jargon. Welcome to ShadhinPath, where we make tech simple. Let's go. Step 1. First, understand what cloud actually means. The cloud simply means using someone else's powerful computers, storage, and databases over the internet, instead of buying and managing everything yourself. Here's a simple example. Instead of buying an expensive server and keeping it in your office, a company just rents one from Amazon, Microsoft, or Google and pays only for what it uses. At this stage, just get comfortable with a few basic ideas. What is a server? What is storage? What is a database? And what's the difference between public, private, and hybrid cloud? Keep it simple for now. Step 2. Learn basic IT fundamentals. Before cloud, you need a foundation. Don't skip this. It's what separates people who get hired from people who get stuck. Learn the simple basics. How a computer actually works, what an operating system is, what files and folders are, what an IP address is, what DNS does, and the difference between a server and a client. You don't need a degree for this, just a solid basic understanding. That's it. Step 3. Learn networking basics. Networking is the road system of the internet. It's how computers talk to each other, and every cloud engineer must understand it. Learn these simple concepts, one at a time. IP address, DNS, HTTP and HTTPS, ports, firewalls, and load balancers. Then a few cloud-specific ones, subnets, and a virtual private network, sometimes called a VPC. Don't worry about memorizing everything. Just understand what each one does and why it matters. This single step will make the cloud feel 10 times easier later. Step 4. Learn the basics of Linux. Here's something most beginners don't know. The vast majority of cloud servers run on Linux. And you control Linux by typing commands, not by clicking. So you need to get comfortable in the command line. Learn the simple, everyday commands, how to move between folders, list files, create and delete files, copy and move things, and run a command as an administrator using sudo. Then, learn how to install software, check logs, and start or stop a service. Don't try to become a Linux expert first. Just learn enough to confidently manage a server. A few hours of real practice is enough to start. Step 5. Pick one cloud platform. Just one. This is where beginners make their biggest mistake. They try to learn AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud all at the same time, and they burn out. Don't do that. Pick one and go deep. Here's a simple way to choose. AWS is the most popular, with the most jobs and the most tutorials. Azure is great if you want to work with companies that already use Microsoft, Windows, and Office. And Google Cloud is strong for data, AI, and analytics. My honest recommendation for beginners, start with AWS or Azure. Both have official beginner certifications built for people with zero experience. Once you learn one cloud well, the others feel familiar. Step 6. Learn the core cloud services. Every cloud has hundreds of services, but as a beginner, you only need a handful. These are the heart of almost every job. You need to understand 6 things. Compute. That's renting a virtual computer to run your apps. Storage, where you keep files and backups. Database, where your app's data lives. Networking, how everything connects safely. Identity and access, who is allowed to do what. And monitoring, keeping an eye on your systems. On AWS, these are called EC2, S3, RDS, VPC, IAM, and CloudWatch. On Azure, they have different names, but the ideas are exactly the same. So in plain English, a cloud engineer creates servers, stores files, connects networks, manages users, protects access, and monitors everything. Learn these 6, and you understand the core of the cloud. Step 7, and this is the most important step, build real projects. Watching tutorials is not enough. You learn cloud by doing, and projects are also what get you hired. Open a free cloud account and start building. Here are beginner projects from easy to harder. Host a simple website in the cloud, Create a virtual machine and connect to it. Install a web server on Linux. Upload files to cloud storage. Create a simple database. Set up a custom domain. Create users and permissions. And set up a monitoring alert. Each project teaches you more than 10 videos, and every project becomes proof of your skills. Don't just watch this step, actually do it. Step 8. Learn cloud security basics. Security is not optional in the cloud. It's one of the most important things employers look for. Learn these key ideas. Least privilege. Only give access to what's truly needed. Multi-factor authentication. The difference between users and roles. Firewall rules, also called security groups. Encryption, backups, and logging so you can see what happened. Here's a simple warning every beginner needs to hear. Never make everything public just to get your project working. That's the #1 beginner mistake. Learn to do it safely from day one. Step 9. Learn automation. Real cloud engineers don't click buttons forever. They automate. Start simple. Learn basic scripting with Bash and the basics of Python. Just enough to write small scripts that save you time. Then learn Git and GitHub to save and share your work. And finally, get into infrastructure as code using a tool called Terraform. What does that actually mean? Instead of clicking buttons to set things up, you write your setup as code so it can be rebuilt perfectly every time. This is a real superpower, and employers love it. You don't need to master it on day one. Just start, one tool at a time. A certificate is not everything, but for a beginner it does two powerful things. It organizes your learning, and it proves to employers that you actually know your stuff, even without years of experience. Pick just one to start. The best beginner options are the AWS Certified Cloud Practitioner, the Microsoft Azure Fundamentals, also called AZ900, or the Google Cloud Digital Leader. All three are officially designed for people with no prior experience. Choose the one that matches the platform you picked in Step 5. Step 11. Build your resume and LinkedIn. Here's the key for a beginner. Your resume should show projects, not just courses. So add your cloud projects, links to your work on GitHub, your certification, and the tools you learned. For each project, explain what you built and what problem it solved. Here's an example of a strong resume line. Deployed a Linux web server on AWS, configured security rules, hosted a live website, and documented the whole process. See how that shows real hands-on skill? That's what gets you noticed. And update your LinkedIn. Recruiters in cloud are always searching. Step 12. Apply for beginner-friendly roles. Here's an honest truth. Don't only search for cloud engineer. Many of those jobs want years of experience, and you'll get discouraged. Instead, search for entry-level titles like Cloud Support Associate, Junior Cloud Engineer, Cloud Operations Associate, Systems Administrator, IT Support with Cloud, or DevOps Intern. Many successful cloud engineers started in IT support or system admin, then moved up fast. Get your foot in the door. That's the goal. So let's recap the right order. Understand the cloud. Learn IT basics. Then networking. Then Linux. Pick one platform. Learn the core services. Build projects. Learn security. Learn automation. Get certified. Build your resume. Then apply. Don't try to learn everything at once. Follow the order, one step at a time. That's exactly how you go from beginner to job ready. So here's your action step this week. Go create a free AWS or Azure account and just start exploring today. If this gave you a clear path, subscribe to ShadhinPath for simple, honest tech and career guidance. And tell me in the comments, what should I explain next? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.